Turkey is, of course, pivotal in the success or failure of the refugee deal. Andrew Hopkins is in the Turkish capital Ankara for us now. So, Andrew, the Turkish president is meeting with EU bureaucrats today. What will be discussed?
Kamali, what we know is that the Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, he'll be meeting the EU Migration Commissioner at about 5 p.m. local time here at the Presidential Palace in Ankara. We're not absolutely sure about all of the details so far, but it's certain that they're going to be discussing that deal that was made between the EU and Turkey on the 20th of March, and now we're seeing the first deportations from that deal. And it's worth just reminding ourselves what exactly is contained in that agreement. The first point to make is that the refugees who have been denied asylum in Greece will be sent back to Turkey. And in return, the EU will resettle one Syrian refugee for every failed asylum seeker it returns. Then the EU and Turkey will work on creating safe zones for refugees inside Syria. The EU will also speed up the delivery of $3.3 billion in aid to Turkey so that it can help implement the terms of this deal. The EU will also remove visa requirements for Turkish citizens who want to visit most of Europe by the end of June. And also there will be new chapters opened on Turkey's application for membership of the EU, which has been termed as a re-energization of the application process. So there's plenty there for the two officials to discuss later. And there's one other aspect which is worth mentioning, is that the Turkey's EU Affairs Minister, Volkan Bozkır, has been speaking in the past hour, and he's saying that Turkey's parliament is going to be discussing the terms of this deal and will be working through the weekend if necessary, particularly to make sure everything is in place for the lifting of these visa restrictions, which is particularly important because Turkish politicians in recent weeks have been suggesting that if Europe doesn't come through with these visa promises, then Turkey could pull out of this deal altogether.
Absolutely. So there are many caveats, and perhaps because of or in spite of those caveats, some international agencies have been questioning the legality of this deal. Andrew, what more can you bring us about that?
Absolutely, Kamali. It's mainly from refugee officials at the United Nations, human rights groups, and what they've been most concerned about is mass deportations. They're worried that all these people who have turned up in Greece, thousands of them so far, are just going to be rounded up and sent back on a ship straight back to Turkey. They say these people should be allowed time to make their own asylum applications, that their applications should be evaluated on an individual basis, and they should go through all of this process before they are sent back. And if they're not, then this is against international law. And this ties in with what Amnesty International has been saying over the past few days. It's been claiming that Turkey has been doing this kind of thing on its own soil. It says that in the area of Reyhanli, in the south of Turkey, near the Syrian border, it's been rounding up to 100 Syrians in a group, sending them back into Syria. But Turkey has been strongly denying this is happening. Turkey has got almost 3 million Syrian refugees in its border. It spent about $10 billion on looking after them. And time again, Turkish politicians have said that they will not send back any Syrian refugees to their home country while a war is still going on.
Okay, Andrew, from Ankara, thank you for now. And as we were talking to Andrew, we're looking at live pictures from the Turkish port town of Dikili, where it seems people have arrived at the shore to welcome the refugees who've just come over from the Greek islands of Lesbos and Chios, holding signs there saying, "Refugees welcome, this is your home."